Not working out for me. I could never be a thief. I mean, I am one. Regroup. Regroup.
I want to do another one. Money. Where's mine? He's got mine.
Clickbait right there.
Oh, we need to see if that thing runs, because I think I have somebody coming to get it. Oh, why? Snow? Darn it. I appear to be missing some cats. And just like that, the guy that was supposed to come get that today ghosted me. Boy, I love Marketplace. It's so convenient. I just don't understand how you're so adamant about getting it the day before and it wasn't good for me. And we had full conversation and he was like, I need to figure out a trailer, borrow a trailer to come get it and stuff like that. Yesterday, late in the day, when you live 4 hours away, because I looked you up, then I told him today was better, messaged him early this morning and said, hey, you still plan on coming to get it? No answer. So I just messaged him like a minute ago, because it's like 4:30 in the evening now. So I guess you're not coming to get it. No answer. Oh well, at least that's done now, because I was going to do that anyways.
Sounds like a race car.
Actually, it sounds like dog poop. Anyways, I'm going to take doors back off this thing. Fun. Fun. We're not painting any of the outside of the car. We're going to do the outside of the car all in one shot. I want to do the door jambs and B-pillar in this episode. And I was hoping, there's a lot to do on the back of these doors. I was hoping to paint the back sides of these doors. Because we got to get this. And, okay, does that just pop out? Yeah, there's a seal right here. It looks like you can get this corner piece down out. There's a corner piece in each side. And when you're painting the inside of a door to match, you got to take all your seals off and all that stuff. So there's a lot to do here. On top of that, you do not have to worry about anything that's behind your door panel. Honestly, I could leave that door panel on there because I'm not using it. But I want to paint in a little bit further than this panel is. Just that way we have good coverage. But I do want to get the inside of this door looking decent, because you don't want to open up the door and see red when the car's blue. It's just not a good look. I mean, maybe you're okay with that. All right. you're doing cheap rebuilds, I guess that's the way to go. Oh, and on the case of the Honda Fit, that part. Okay, the website said that part was the correct part. They finally did let me do a return. I ordered from another website. This time I entered my VIN number in to correlate with the part. Even though it still told me that same exact part number, they called me the next day and they were like, with your VIN number, it is this part number. So even though the website showed that that was the correct part that I got, it was not the correct part. It was one number off. So I actually got the correct part now that I can put in the Honda so that it'll actually be drivable now. I also ordered a cold air intake for it because that was the cheapest option. There are so many parts. The airbox intricate on that. There's so many extra tubes and they're all busted on that. There's a scoop on the front. There's tubes that go into the airbox. There's tubes that go down to a resonator box. All that stuff. We're just going to do away with that. It's a short ram intake. Now, typically, I would not use one of those. I don't like them. I think you're sucking hot air in from the engine bay. But in the case of this, I got a lot of money wrapped up in that car. Got to save somewhere. Short ram intake was hundreds and hundreds of dollars cheaper than getting all the stock airbox stuff. No, I don't have a junkyard to go to. Also, I told you Johnny's is closed. I don't think it is. I think it's still open. We might have to go check. They just don't have phone lines anymore, and they don't have website. And they don't answer to anybody on Facebook. So it's kind of weird, but I did see on there where somebody was there like last week or something like that. So we might have to take a trip to Johnny's at some point. None of these cars are going to be there. Guarantee you that. They don't have anything new. But I just like to stomp around in there. C10 might be stuff for that. Also, on the case of my cat stealing, okay, I found out that that's not my profession. The Subaru cat, I called somebody and asked how much. This was the second cat, not the first one. And he said that you need the stamped part numbers off of them to get book value. On these rear cats, they're on the mount that I cut this off. So the mount was still on the car. So the number that's supposed to be printed on it, say he said generic Subaru cat, you're only going to get 35 bucks. That sucks. So these, I would imagine I'm going to get pretty good money for, but I don't know. What you want is the stamped numbers. Okay, so there's stamped numbers on there right there. I'll have to clean that up. I'm also going to take the O2 sensors off in case my car needs it at any time. Yes, I did cut these because they were really hard to get to, and I didn't feel like trying to finish with it to get them off of there. So, I mean, you could still splice these if you got to change a O2 sensor. Like, say one's not reading, you can just cut the wires off, splice them in. On this, really only need these. I'm not doing good with the camera right now. Okay, I really only need those. I figured I would just keep these as like extra pipe because it's actually really nice exhaust pipe. I don't know where the part number is on them. There's actually labels on these ones. So, anyways, I'll have to look and see if there's a stamp on these somewhere besides that label. Yeah, right there. There's stamped numbers in it, right? I don't know if you're going to see them. But yeah, you can kind of see them right there. So, we'll be good on those too. You just clean that area off when you go to scrap them. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to wait until cat values go back up. But I would imagine I'll get 1,000 anyways for these. So, yeah, that's nice. Alright, it's a good bit later, but I'm going to clean up some of the stuff I got laying around here because I do got a mess. I got to clean all that up. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the doors off, put them on these racks so we can work on them and then get them ready for paint as well. Alright, that's a little bit better now. Just get the doors off. Oh, I have something coming that's going to help with a lot of my messiness. We'll get into that when it gets here, but I think I'll be able to get rid of some racks and some of the stuff that I just have laying around because I'm going to have more storage, so that's nice. I just don't know when it's getting here. Alright, so I do want to show you the difference. These doors, they must have been base model doors, but the wiring harness is the same. This car has the upgraded stereo system. The car I got, the doors from must have been a base model. So this is what the base model speakers look like. Obviously, could fit a much bigger speaker there, a 6x9, but it's a 6-inch round speaker. Right there is what comes in the doors off of this car. So the plug is the same. What is it? A brown and a green wire. Ah, the wiring harness is not the same. Those wires are thicker on that one. These are smaller gauge wires. We're gonna have to switch this wiring harness over. That is not something that I wanted to do. Darn it. They're definitely thicker. Ah, come on. I guess this ain't the end of the world. I'll go ahead and probably change it out now. They busted up this plug here. This actually sticks in the firewall whenever you put the harness through. And on mine, I didn't mess mine up when I took it out. So, and they also messed up this weather seal. And I didn't want to mess with taking that off and transferring it over because it's a pain in the butt. I was just going to tape this one up. So they just ripped it to take the mirror off. I don't think, no, I didn't rip it. I just pulled it down off. As you can see, which it might tear till I get it off there because all it is plastic, thin plastic. And then that butyl, I mean, that stuff is, it's on there always. I don't think the back doors have speakers. I think we might be safe. Mother! Alright, so we're going to have to switch wiring harness over in both doors. They should have just used the same wires. That sucks. It's the only part that's different. Alright, well. Swapping a wiring harness over on a door is a pain in the butt because you gotta, like, obviously, you gotta get this off mainly. And I'm gonna try to save the one off the blue door. This one's already being tore up. I'm just gonna try to get it off of there, and then I can show you the innards of the door. All right, so switching this harness over is not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Most of the harness was right underneath the weather seal. These have to pop off. There's a plug underneath there for, I'm thinking, a crash sensor. That's what that looks like. And then this one goes to the window motor. And then the rest of it is just clipped in. You got to get all the clips out. There's one right there. Then, honestly, it's probably going to be easier just to pull this through that hole and take it out. So, as for taking this off, what I already did to keep from tearing this up is I took a razor and was going around, and which I did. I'm guaranteeing there's going to be holes in this, but I really tore the other one up. The only thing you have to take off is that little piece there, and then you have to get this plug out because it is right here. You got to take that out, but go around it with a razor knife and you can cut that butyl, and I'm hoping there's going to be enough left on the plastic to transfer it over. But I want to do that first because you don't want to have dust and all kinds of stuff on here while you're trying to stick that on there, because that's got to stick. And there is a little bit of butyl left, but some of it came off with the plastic. It shredded when I took it off, so I just got to be careful with that one. So I'm going to try to get these popped off here and get this harness out, and then we'll move on to the blue door. Boys, I really wish it was just a speaker that was different, but it's not, unfortunately. There is an extra sensor in the door handle. I don't know if that is a proximity sensor. Probably is a proximity sensor because this has a proximity key. Makes sense. I didn't think they'd have them on passenger doors, but I mean, I don't think the rear door will have it. I could be wrong, but this one has it. So the door handle does have to be changed out. I'll go get it. So my plan was to change this out anyways, but as you can see inside the pull handle itself right there, there's a sensor in here. It's hollow on that one, so it is different. Really not bad to get out. It's that door was smashed, so I couldn't get to anything. Had the wires all up in the window track and stuff like that. Now I get to this one, and I'm like, son of a... Because that wire runs down where the crash sensor is, and then loops around the window track and goes back to the handle, and I got the window down, and I can't get to anything there. I hate leaving stuff undone, because then when I get back to it, I sometimes forget how things go, and I don't really want to wait that long, but apparently we're going to have to. There's one bolt. Take that plug off, and there's one Torx bit in there, and then you can take the handle off. I'll go ahead and do it. Oh, that's another thing I got to look at. The latch mechanism. There's only 2 pins in this latch mechanism. How many's in this one? Go figure. There's 4 pins in this one. So, for whatever reason, that's probably for the proximity sensor to kick this. So, this latch mechanism doesn't appear to be damaged. So I am going to have to swap this over. I don't know if the rod got bent. I don't think it did. I'm done for this evening. I'm just going to go ahead. This bolt doesn't come out. It's like clipped in. This door handle. So you just loosen it the whole way, and then it sits in there. There's clips to hold it in place. Got it. Then pull the door handle down. Oh, I gotta get a plastic wedge in there. Won't it come off now? There's the end. Then this is just a matter of sliding it back, and then it pops out. There's the difference. This is different. Oh, please. Let this work. Let me put this in here first. Let me try this door handle before I throw a fit here. Make sure this is going to work. That door handle works. I just wanted to, I was worried that it wasn't going to work because it's a little bit different, the hinge portion. It's a little beefier. I think that's where the wire from the harness might clip in there. Yeah, that's why it's like, I remember now. The harness clips down in this section. Okay. We're good. I wonder if this is an earlier year. It's like they beefed up the latch altogether. You see the difference there? The red one's skinnier. The black one, or yeah, the black one. The blue one's thicker. They also, the red one's like hollowed out in the back, and this one's not. Almost has to be. Oh, it's a touch sensor in the back of this. It's screwed in here. That's what this is. That's a touch sensor. It's not a button, it just senses your when you touch it. And if you have the key on you, it unlocks the door. Learn something new every day. Alright, I gotta go to bed. I got stuff I gotta do tomorrow. So, we'll get back on this tomorrow. I'm gonna have to, yeah. We'll get to it. Alright, we're back together. Now, I didn't put the handle on since we're going to be painting the outside of the door. It's really easy to put on. Just make sure that the wire is accessible. Right there it is, to plug into. Right there, to plug into the handle. But I also did not put this on I just kind of laid it down. Not worried about getting that on there real tight yet. Same with over there because of the mirror. And I think might be some other stuff. No, the mirror. Okay. There's a clip I think goes in here from the mirror. I'm not sure. Or maybe that's the door card. I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But for the most of it, all of it's done. Only thing I did have to modify is the handle bracket right there. That's supposed to be a pin that you push in. On this handle, since it's not a proximity sensor, there's no hole in that. And I thought, I'm just going to make it easier. I'm just going to drill a hole through both of them and put a zip tie in it. That holds the wire out of place so that it doesn't get in the way of the window. So that's done. Now let's tear apart that door. I think, let me look at the handle too. Door handle. That one is not a proximity. I don't know if this one is or not. That one's not either. So I think we're going to get away with, we're still going to switch them over, but I don't know that the wiring harness, unless the speaker's different, I don't know that the wiring harness is different. So I'm going to go ahead and take this door apart, and because we got to save the door card. And then we'll look at the harness and see if we find anything different. I'll get back to you after I get it apart. the back speakers are way well, I'm telling you, the upgraded speakers on this thing are 10 times better. Let me show you. This is just the back speakers, for instance, okay? Look at the magnet on the back side of that. That's the front speakers are the same way, a little bit bigger than that. This is what you get in a base model. Paper speakers. Look at this. It's pathetic. Like, it's a tweeter. Like, that's how all the speakers are in the base model. I have a dilemma right now. I'm gonna have to get the Sawzall out. Look at the wiring harness. It goes in right here. Look at this. Kind of pinched it. I don't think it pinched it completely where it broke wires, because I think the window and everything still worked, but yeah, it's tight. It's tight like a tiger.
You are tight like a tiger.
Only thing difference on this wiring harness, I looked it all over. This is pin different, the main harness, so I don't know why that's pin different, but also these speaker wires are thicker. So I don't think there's anything else difference besides that. I got to get this wiring harness off and try to save it, because I do need this wiring harness. Alright, so the door handle on the back door is not as easy as the front door. You actually have to remove the door latch, because after you take the door latch out, there's a screw straight down in through here to get to the part that holds the handle on. You get that off, then so it's a pain in the butt. I'm gonna go ahead and take that handle off. I'm gonna leave it off. I put the replacement handle in there. I'm going to do the same to the front door just right now, so it's just so I remember. The front door I did already prep. Well, I didn't prep it, but I took the seal off. Right there's the front door seal. Yeah, I got a mess in here, but these are all parts that need to go back in the car. So, outer door seal, just a bunch of clips. And then up here, it's in a channel, and it just pulls right out. One pin right here, and channel the whole way down around, and then more pins. That's all that holds that seal on. I was going to put the window down. I'm just going to mask it. It's going to be fine. So I can mask right around the edge here. There's an outer seal around there. I'm just going to mask around that, and we're going to paint it like that. You can see there's scuff marks from the door card. So we need to paint back in behind here. So we're going to stay real close to these pins and bolts in here. Probably real close to this shielding here. Come around here. We're going to go mask the speaker off since I put it in. Probably go around this pinhole. Actually, no, we can go back here. Go around, same way. You're not going to get a lot of overspray in there. I pushed the plug in, so it's on the inside. I'm going to mask that real close so that I don't get anything in there. And then where the door bolts on, it's going to get painted, but I don't really think it really matters. I'm going to leave these hinges on here. They're going to get painted on the car like that. And going to mask that hole off there. Trying to think how I'm going to do this. Maybe I should take those off. It's easier to have these on the car because I'll have to remove the fender then to put the door on. Where way it is right now, I can put the door on without removing the fender. I never did tighten these bolts up though. There's another bolt needs to go in down there yet. All kinds of stuff to do. Latch has got to come off. Yeah. So I'm going to start getting this stuff ready. This needs to come off. This seal needs to come off. Dust. But yeah, let's get that handle off. I'm getting on a tangent here. Let's do one thing at a time. I'm sure most of you love a good time lapse, and that's what you're gonna get. Yeah, because I have to do this to everything. And then it needs to be cleaned. Then it needs to be sanded. Then it needs to be cleaned again. And then it needs to be painted. And we're going to do that on the next video. I was hoping it was going to be this video, but not going to happen. Anyways, this door is prepped. Now you need to do this on that door. Probably be a lot easier because the window's up. I thought being the window down would be easier. No. That would be easier when we're... No, it won't. We're painting the outside, I was going to say. When we paint the outside, we're going to take the trim off on the outside. But I think having the window up is the way to go. Excuse me. Alright, everything's prepped up. Changed my mind on the hinges. Went ahead, threw them on the door, just finger tight, because I am going to put them back on the car before I put the doors on, because it's just easier that way. This is what I'm painting, okay? I decided we're not going to do... I just don't... It's the door jamb. Like, I can blend down there. In fact, I might roll some paper on that so it just kind of misses it. Up here, this is a very minimal spot that you're even going to see it. And back in on this crease here, only spot you might really notice is going to be right there. And I'm not even spraying paint up here, so only thing that's going to be up this way is going to be clear coat. So there'll be a clear coat line, possibly. Paint and sealer down here. We're going to also blend the paint out that way. And then we will paint this whole section here. And also went to the outside here, to the outside line here, because then it'll overlap when we paint, but also we're going to sand that spot. So all of this is going to get sanded for paint. So we're going to sand that line down. So that way we don't have a definite line. Well, of course, when we spray the outside, I'm going to do with the doors on. I'm going to spray the whole side so that the metallics lay right. So it's all going to be the same direction and everything like that. Just makes sense in my mind. So that's the way we're going to do it. We're by no means ready. I still need to cover the whole car. I need to cover the seat and the mirror. I got a side skirt here. I got work to do on that. I got to cover the C10. I got lots of stuff to do. So, I guess I want to get on that. I need to charge this thing up. So I'm going to charge this thing up and I'll get back to you here in a little bit. Alright, so what we did here is I sanded everything with 400 the best I could. Now, there's lots of nooks and crannies on these inner door jambs, so what I did do was after I got done sanding the best I could with 400, I used a Scotch-Brite pad and went over everything because that kind of gets down in those crevices. So, some of the spots you see that are a little bit shinier, they were still scuffed. It's just I used Scotch-Brite on those. So, just any way of scuffing it, because this is going to get a sealer and a base and a clear, being that it's a different color. On here, 400 on these spots, then 600 out from that, down there, out there, up here, just part of the way. Then Scotch-Brite from there up. So this is all Scotch-Brite. Well, yeah, we went through right there, so we're gonna have to paint pretty high on this one. Didn't mean to do that, but it happens. But still, we're gonna blend on here and blend on here, and then I'm only clearing that, like, right to those sections, because I don't really, this inner door jamb, okay, right there we will see it. I'm gonna try to miss that instead of going the whole way out, but that's going to be the end of this video. Now, that was hours and hours of work, especially these doors being real intricate and stuff. It took me a long time. That and masking them off took a while. So, you know, I don't know what it is. Somewhere in my mind, I think of painting and I'm like, oh, it's only going to take me a couple hours. I never equate in how long it's going to take me to prep everything up and sand everything. And it's so tedious and takes so long, but if you want a good result, you have to do that work. So the next video, we're gonna finish masking, cleaning the garage and everything, and then getting the inner sides of this painted, and then after that we should be finishing the outside. So lots to come. If you guys like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing, drop me a comment, let me know if you ever painted in your garage. Dislike this video if your mom's ever used Scotch-Brite to get in her nooks and crannies. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Unwrapped.
Mommy, you want to call? Yeah, we're gonna be quiet. What do you say? Yeah? No comment? What?
Just like, how old are you, how tall, and how much you currently weigh?
You're on the curtain. You're on the curtain.
And I just weighed myself this morning, and I was sitting at 152 ounces.
Don't you bite me.
Now, I know you were mentioning to me you've been getting sick like every 8 weeks, and you've been on like a lot of antibiotics and steroids. Is that correct? Well, I'll get through other stuff, but I'm gonna ask some
Why
stuff
you biting me?
intertwined. But do you experience any bloating?
Um,